Greetings and welcome. It's been a few months since my last video, hasn't it? Well, there's been a couple of reasons for that. One is this ride I'm doing today. I did try and attempt it about November last year and had a slight problem with the camera. The problem was also an intermittent one, so obviously it works sometimes and not others. And it took me a few months to figure out what the problem was. So hopefully that's now sorted. And the other main problem which stopped me going out on rides was the weather. It's been atrocious and I don't like getting wet. So to give you some idea where I am, I'm actually on the East Lancashire Road, or the A580 at the moment. Behind me, about 2 or 3 miles down the road towards Manchester, you would come to the junction 14 of the M60, and ahead of me, probably about 9 miles ahead, you would get to the M6 at Haydock Island. So just to give you a bit of information about the East Lancashire Road, it was opened in 1934 by King George V, and it was built with the idea of connecting the East Lancashire towns with Liverpool. But they only built about 30 miles originally, from Walton near Liverpool to Earlham at Thies in Salford. Like I say, it was proposed to actually go all the way in 1940s. Proposals to take it all the way across to Hull, but that never materialised, and the M62 was built instead. So where we're off to today? Well, being in Astley, I'm going to the Lancashire Mining Museum in Astley. And today is Monday, and anyone local will know that the Mining Museum is closed on a Monday. So why am I going today? Well, like I said, the weather's been so changeable recently, it'll probably be pouring it down tomorrow, so I thought I'd do the ride to the museum and back in the nice sunshine we've got today, and nip back tomorrow and record the inside of the museum for you. So just give you a little wave, hurry, and we'll carry on. So at the traffic lights up ahead, I need to turn left. If anyone does know this section of the East Lancashire Road, there used to be a nice little chef on the left hand side here. In the older days it was more like a wooden shack. They did rebuild the wooden shack to a brick building later on. So then obviously the little chef closed and it's now an Indian restaurant. So past the petrol station. So it is a nice day, a bit chilly around the hands, but a nice day, nice sunny day. And there was the headstock of the Astley Mining Museum. I know on the signpost there it says Astley to the right. Astley's a largish area if you don't know it. You've got the Astley Moss, Astley Village, and what people class as the Astley area as well. We're going through the village to the mine. So the road that I'm going down gets a bit narrow, and there is usually a lot of parked cars on, so I might have to put the camera down for a bit. But, here we go, finally to the lights, and we're going to follow the white van. Nothing coming from the right, and I'm off. If you are in the area where the black cars just come out from, there on the right, there is a great Indian restaurant down there. So both as a sitting restaurant or a takeaway. So this is Astley Village, and like I said, cars parked all over the place, so it can be a bit awkward to get cars down. On the left here, there used to be an old co-op many years ago. It's only about half a mile down here we need to go. So you can actually drive here, or there is actually a bus service. So we'll keep going for a bit further. If you're actually driving, they do events here, and when they have the events, they open up an overflow car park just here on the left. If you yeah, thanks for holding. Dodging between the cars. And, here is the bus stop for the Mining Museum. It's there. But it's not exactly a very regular service, but it will get you here. So turning left, over the cobbles. Like I said, it is a Monday, and I know it is going to be shut today. But we have arrived. So welcome to the Mining Museum. Through the red doors there is a tea room and set up like an old miner's cottage. You've got the K6 telephone box and the war memorial. The blue building here is like an information centre and a small shop, well worth calling in. Then you've got the shed with a blacksmith's forge, and it's actually working today. They've got it burning away. You've got the nice smell of the forge coming out of the tin shed, if you want to call it that. So we'll carry on walking round. Just here you've got the lamp room. The museum is staffed by volunteers, and both in the lamp room and the miners' cottage you've got the volunteers who will tell you all about the history of the place itself. In fact, I came here once with the wife and I lost her for about half an hour. She was in the lamp room talking to the guy in there about how the lamps were issued out and used and everything. So this part here is affectionately known as Fred's Field, after Fred Dibner, and in fact down at the far end there you can see the winding head what he used to have in his back garden. Well, you spin it round, you've got the old crane and the winding head for the Astley Colliery. The building on the left is the winding house. So we'll head back towards the winding gear. Astley Green Colliery, the original sinking of the shaft was done in 1908 and the pit opened in 1912, closing in 1970. It's well worth a trip round. I'm only going to give you a quick tour of the site. Do come and have a look, and you can spend hours here, like I said, talking to the volunteers and learning about all the history of the Astley pit. So heading back, there's the building with the cottage, there's the lamp room and the pony. Now I used to always think that pit pony was made out of coal, but when you have a look at it, it's not. It's a more modern, durable substance. So like I said, past the information centre and shop, the winding house. They do run the winding house. I think it's the last Sunday of each month, but like I said, check the Facebook and website for when it is operating. The large wheel and the steps going up to the winding house there. That wheel's a bit bigger than my front wheel on the Penny-Farthing, isn't it? So carry on walking round to the end. It is steps at the moment to get up to the winding house, so if you have difficulty with steps, you can visit the rest of the museum, but maybe not to go and have a look at the winding house or inside the winding house. The old locomotive wagon here is where you get your tickets for the miniature train. Again, like I say, I keep checking the Facebook for when the train is running over the railway line. No, well, the train is running later today, I've been told, but it's not running at the moment. And here on the left hand side you've got the gate going out to the car park. Remember I said that they had a overflow car park for events. So carrying up to the station. And, here's our little train. Diesel running today. They do occasionally actually have a steam engine running, but like I said, that is very occasionally. And spinning back round, we can see the winding gear and the winding house. So I've headed down to the canal. That way goes through Worsley up to Altrincham. That's the road what goes over the moss to Earlham, and that way down the canal goes to Lee. It is actually a nice towpath all the way from the Wigan down to Altrincham. So we'll head back down the road. The pub on the right hand side is called the Old Boathouse. It was originally built in 1824 and called the Hope Anchor. It then changed its name to the Boathouse, and in 1959 became the Old Boathouse. So the Old Boathouse is younger than or newer than the Boathouse. So head down, and on the left hand corner there, the white building on the left behind the traffic light, that's where the post office used to be. So we'll wait for a gap, we're off. Right. Some years back I got an old map or a drawing by Marion Speakman, who listed all the shops down this road, and it was unbelievable the number of shops there used to be. Banks, number of pubs, tailors.
Go on, I'll film you filming me.
Yeah, all kind of shops. The last one to go was on the right here, used to be a fish and chip shop, and if you look on the right, that is the entrance to the mining museum. So that's how close it is to the canal. If you want to cycle down the canal, get to the mining museum. We're heading this way. I'm going to take you past a couple of listed buildings. One is a grade 2 star. Yeah. Okay. So we're carrying up here. Like I said, there was a number of shops, and sorry, that's the entrance to the events car park as well there. So we'll carry on going. I'm surprised there's not as more traffic. There's usually more traffic down this road. So as I said, up here on the corner there used to be the co-op, but if you turn right down there used to be a school as well down there. Opened in 1894 and it closed in 1967 when they opened the new St Stephen's School. The building on the right there is the first of our grade 2 listed buildings. That's the Man House. It's no private residence, so you can't really have a good look round it. And as we head up to the East Lancashire Road, hopefully we can get through on green. We won't need to get off. Yep, looking good. Not much traffic coming the other way. And we're across. Let's say you turn right there, it takes you up to the M60, and if you turn left down to the M6. Carry on going. It's not far to go to where the final building I want to show you today is. You can tell that I've not been out on the bike so much recently. I'm wheezing a bit. Oh, right. So up to the end of the road. You should turn left at the end. It is where we're going anyway. I did mention all the shops and stores down in Astley Village. To the right here, the white building there on the right, used to be the cinema. Yeah, like a cinema. Built in 1920 and closed after about 40 years. Just a word of warning, if you're driving, because you're turning left there but you're looking right, watch out for that zebra crossing. You're on it before you realise. So down the road, the Methodist church on the right. So it's probably about 3/4 of a mile or less from the Mining Museum. So it's a nice walk or drive. Mentioning pubs, coming up on the right hand side you've got the Bull's Head. The original Bull's Head was the oldest pub in Astley, built in about 1765. It's been rebuilt a couple of times since then. There's the Bull's Head on the right hand side, and the white building up ahead is the Astley Stretts. Dates back to about the 17th century, and the first post office in Astley used to be in this row of buildings. That was about 1851. So we want to turn right at this roundabout, and can I make it? Let this van wagon go. Right. Heading round, yep, I'm round. And a quick left turn here. And we're heading towards Damhouse. If you do come to Damhouse, again, they have a number of events during the year and do heritage tours. Their car park is on the right here. So there's a car park, and you go down the little road just before this white building. There is a 6-foot barrier to get underneath, so don't take like high-sided vehicles. The white house here used to be the doctor's villa when it was the Astley Sanatorium or Astley Hospital. Parts of this building here date back to the 16th century. The part used to be a manor house, then a hospital, and now a heritage centre.